Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's scary that it can be put into anything, and we can't even see it or notice it.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. What a busy day it was. Showers populating the area, thunderstorms rolling on through, and we have some great pictures we're going to get into here shortly, submitted by you guys, so quite a lot to get into. Let's go ahead and break down what this show will consist of. So storms not as numerous heading into this evening. Like we mentioned, we're already seeing that drier spell. That drier forecast carries over into the weekend, and of course, we are going to take a look at that drought monitor, where we currently sit at, and of course, those temperatures. That's really going to be the highlight. I forgot to put that fourth bar on there, but that's going to be the highlight of this forecast, walking you through just how hot things get and how high those heat indices get as well. Taking a look outside, Caledonia, a beautiful sight, coming in with 74 degrees, so that temperature much cooler than what it's been. Thank you to that rain-cooled air. That continues to be the case overnight, but enjoy it because it all changes towards tomorrow afternoon. Taking a look there in Saltillo, a great shot just surrounding the area, but showing those dampened roadways just along 145, Highway 45, basically just an active afternoon like I mentioned, even as far north as Lee County. This is the northern side of the county, so it just shows you, hey, everywhere got rainfall. At least it feels like everybody got rainfall, right? Our Mississippi Live Weather Radar continues to see the radar in clear air mode. What that means is clear air mode basically lowers the radar beam and starts to detect a few of those things on the ground, whether that be some trees or different topography like that. So that's why you see a lot of green. No, it's not rainfall. It's actually a great sign to see a lot of green on your screen because it shows you green screen. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, 10 o'clock jokes. But yeah, it's good to see green on your screen because it means that we are dry throughout our evening. I do want to say it's been a pretty active pattern as we move up north towards the Iowa, Kansas, and Missouri area. Currently where we're sitting, this low pressure center moving eastward and taking this frontal boundary with it. That's been the driver in our forecast, especially over the last 6 hours. Let this populate here real quick, and I want to walk through what exactly happened in Iowa because it was a very active scene like I mentioned. So carrying that back, let's see if it'll go. There it goes. So watch as it rolls on through. You're seeing multiple tornado warnings be issued right along that just south of Des Moines and into the eastern side of the state. See right there, those warnings be issued. So several that were confirmed, and our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to those that were impacted, but just shows you that just because it's quiet here doesn't mean it's quiet everywhere. But speaking of quiet down here, remains quiet because a lot of that energy and that shear that we had that was populating a lot of those isolated thunderstorms, that has since cleared out. We're going to see that drier forecast carry over into the future next 24 to possibly even 48 hours. Looking at the next 12, definitely seeing those dry conditions persist overnight and even into tomorrow morning. So a dry start to the day, finally, not a shower to detect on our future cast. But towards the afternoon, those chances do climb, but not nearly as much. I want to keep an extended view just to kind of get a visual on where these storms are coming from. As we head overnight, like I mentioned, this is 10 o'clock this evening. That frontal boundary continues to move east, and then we're going to be left with this high pressure circulating a lot of that moisture from the Gulf into North Mississippi, similar to the same pattern that we've been experiencing for, honestly, a good while now. But into tomorrow morning, a few isolated pockets of moisture down there towards Jackson to Greenville, just up that I-55 area. You see that cloud cover there. This is showing some shower activity. Maybe an isolated light shower happens down and around Attala, Montgomery, possibly down there towards Kilmichael. But overall, it's going to stay dry across North Mississippi. Not too much of an active pattern for the start of our day. Into the afternoon, we do see, mid-morning, that moisture does start to build just a bit, but by the time we get into the noon hour, if you take a look at a lot of these showers, we're seeing very light green. So light green typically means that it's staying elevated, not reaching its way all the way to the surface. And especially whenever you look at it compared to what's happening out west, there's your best chances of rainfall. Back and around eastern sections of Oklahoma, western sections of Arkansas. Here in North Mississippi, it seems a bit of a stretch to get that shower activity to produce even some rain making it to the surface. So taking a look at that forecast into the afternoon, continues to just be that partly cloudy sky, but into the mid to late afternoon, that's what we're tracking for the next chance of rainfall. Seeing it right there on your next 24 as we walk into that mid to late afternoon. 30% coverage, 20% coverage, that's kind of what it's teetering around. And we did up chances for tomorrow afternoon to 30%, just because the latest model run showing a little bit more activity along the Alabama state line and a little bit more significant rainfall. So we'll walk through that coming up in the next 60, just basically what that forecast consists of. And as I mentioned before, the heat is returning in July. Oh man, it's going to feel like July. So all of that coming up in the next 60 seconds. So keep it with Mississippi Live Weather for the very latest on your weather forecast.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Dijimos que nunca romperíamos la regla de los 3 segundos. Nunca haríamos esto. Y nunca nos convertiríamos en una mamá con minivan. Como padres decimos nunca sobre muchas cosas, pero los nunca a veces suceden. Así que, aunque digas que nunca dejarías a tu hijo en un auto caliente, es algo que puede suceder. Antes de alejarte del auto, siempre para, mira, cierra.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynard.
Well, I said there'd be pictures, and you guys definitely showed out with the picture submissions. Our weather watchers out in the field showing us what they saw. Molly down in Kosciuszko getting a great shot of this shelf cloud or a roll cloud, as you can see right there. A menacing sight as it rolls on through. You think that's just going to be a white blanket that covers the city. Fortunately, all of that stayed in the sky, but it definitely gave a great look as those storms produced down and around Itala County. They weren't the only ones. You see Rebecca and Bruce showing it looked like a wave. Our chief meteorologist, Matt Lobhan, brought his daughter in Penny, and she said it looked like a few horses out in the sky. So however you see it, it's definitely been some picturesque clouds in some areas. Bruce getting some heavy rainfall back there with a little bit of that rain shaft, as you see on the left side of your screen. Down in Starkville, take a look at that shelf cloud just moving across the area. This is right by, I forgot the store. Oh my word, it's on the west side of town. Man, I'm a fake Starkvillian. I lived there for 4 years. But Tractor Supply, there we go. Oh my word. So Tractor Supply down in Starkville, you're getting a view of that shelf cloud as it moved west to east, and it's just going to be an absolute downpour underneath it. I'm sure that Stephen could vouch for me on that claim. But as we wrapped up the night, all those showers cleared on out, and there you're seeing a beautiful sunset in Baldwin. Thank you to Regina for submitting that picture. Weather watchers, you guys showed out today. There was too many pictures to select from, so I just picked a few that I could get my hands on. But please continue to submit those pictures. As more isolated thunderstorms are produced in the future, we appreciate anything from just a cloud cover, what you're seeing rainfall total wise, if there is any small hail, submitting that, but doing so in a safe manner. And then even a sunset like Regina did in Baldwin tonight. So all of that, we appreciate it. And we thank you guys for giving us the eyes in the field and being a part of our team, like I've been mentioning all evening. Taking a look at our Mississippi Live Weather Radar, we talked about clear air mode, and a lot of that still in place. Possibly a few showers being produced, but a lot of that probably not making it to the ground over there towards Chula. Moving towards 55 in Itala County, that's fizzling out and dissolving as we head further into the evening. Daytime heating lacking, so that's why we're not seeing too much be produced beyond what we saw this afternoon. Over the past 12 hours, we talked about rainfall totals and just populating in a few of those highest totals. 3.2 inches in and around Grenada County, 2.9 in the heart of Grenada, 3.1 towards Greenwood, 2.7 Kosciuszko, 3.1 just on the south side of Choctaw County. So we saw rainfall. Even in Lee County, I didn't populate that one, but that's upwards of 2 to 3 inches as well over there towards Verona and Plantersville. So an active pattern all across North Mississippi, our most significant rainfall that we've seen here in the past 72 to 96 hours. So yes, those summer thunderstorms playing a part in our extended forecast as well, but not similar to what we saw, fortunately. That day planner for your Saturday showing those chances mainly towards mid-afternoon before those dissolve even further into our Saturday evening. So maybe a few dry pockets, and I can say maybe, but there is a few dry pockets, There you go, 10 o'clock, my word. But there are a few dry pockets for our forecast going forward, so go ahead and make some plans to get outside. This is probably your best chance to do so will come this weekend. As we head overnight, that cloud cover continuing to build, but by the time we get towards the early hours of our Saturday, really early hours beyond heading out the door and waking up for the day, we see these blips of green that are popping up around Greenwood and Winona. Now these are just basically showing that moisture will return to the forecast, but those light greens that are popping up, a lot of that not being able to make it to the surface. So a term that we meteorologists call virga. And so I expect a lot of these to be consistent of that, but not really make it to the surface. Still, there is some chances, but just not a ton. Low temperatures tomorrow morning, low 70s, mid 70s further out west you go where that moisture is, just lacking that cooling of the day that we get with the clear skies. So as the futurecast continues on, northeast Mississippi staying mostly clear through the day, but that cloud cover steadily builds north and we'll see that moisture extend into the forecast along with a few isolated showers. Over and around Greenville, showing a few popping up along the Mississippi River. That's that daytime heating taking full effect, and we'll continue to see it do so further into our Saturday morning and early afternoon. Walking it through that forecast by lunchtime, comparing lunchtime today to lunchtime tomorrow, it's a night and day forecast. Just maybe a few isolated showers possible around Calhoun County and Grenada County, but that's even a stretch of the imagination compared to what we've seen. And just it's entering a very strong uphill battle, and it's probably not going to win too much. 1:30, this is the batch that I'm watching over there towards the Golden Triangle as we head further into our afternoon. So maybe not make outdoor plans in the Golden Triangle, or if you do, make sure it's after these storms roll on through, because you can see it just develops, strengthens, and we could see a few of these have rumbles of thunder and heavy rainfall as well, similar to what we saw today, just in a very confined area comparing to what we saw this afternoon. That continues to carry out of the area into Lamar and Marion County there in Alabama before dissolving as daytime heating is lacking. You'll hear me mention that term a lot. That's just a typical pattern we get here around summer. Mid-90s tomorrow, though, for a lot of places because of that drier air that's in place. So staying dry does have its costs, but there does have its benefits too. I don't want to overlook that. Future heat indices into the triple digits for a lot of locations on our Saturday. So don't be surprised if you walk out the door and it feels a little bit hot and muggy despite the moisture being out of the forecast. Moisture is always in the air here in Mississippi, it feels like this time of year. Further into our evening, that moisture just continues to stick around, maybe a few isolated showers left over, but we're pretty much dry beyond that sunset time frame and into the overnight hours. Heading into our Sunday morning, those of us waking up for church on our Sunday, experiencing dry conditions across North Mississippi yet again. But make sure to have that umbrella in the back seat just in case, because further into our afternoon, those isolated showers start to pop up once again. Now, this is going to be for people getting out of church way later, so if pastors have a lot of oxygen that day, it will come with cost. So you can see a lot of those showers remaining around that same general area, the Golden Triangle, by 3 p.m., and that's where they'll remain. Primarily along the Alabama state line is the greatest threat for rainfall. By 6 p.m., those clear on out, and then we're going to see drier conditions that move in place yet again for our Sunday night. So finally, some good news in our forecast. Good news in our rain forecast, but we talk about it coming at a cost. High temperatures tomorrow, or Sunday, should I say. Mid-90s as we head out the door. So that hot and muggy air is still sticking around. We're seeing 105 Clarksdale and Tunica, you see on the left side of your screen. That's going to be heat advisory threshold, and I know that we've not had any be issued, but I would not be surprised to see one or two maybe by the latter part of the weekend, and especially towards next week, those really start to build. I really expect heat advisories to finally be issued. Before this weekend, a comfortable forecast, 93, 94, right around that mid-90 threshold both days. Isolated storms are possible, but a slightly drier forecast for our Sunday, so that's the time to really plan events outside, but you could do so both days. Mississippi Live Weather Radar updates you on when those showers are rolling through and gives you a step-by-step time frame of when's the best time to go outside. But if you're going outside, hydration and staying cool is key. We're into the mid-90s by Saturday, continues to climb into Thursday. Thursday coming in with 96. Now that's the low end of the threshold. That could be in the upper 90s for some of us as we head out the door. But those heat indices just make it feel so much worse. Unfortunately, as we climb into that 105 threshold Saturday, Sunday, that's where it starts for the start of the work week as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday coming in with that 105 to 110. It's going to be toasty. It's going to be muggy. It's going to be miserable as we head out the door. So it's important that we take the precautions. It's important we stay safe even when it's just hot weather. Hot weather is still very dangerous. It's actually the leading cause of deaths in the United States. So shows how significant it is, and we need to take it seriously here in North Mississippi. But showers and storms continue to stick with the forecast. I talked about that up in the percentage for Saturday. That basically means that we might see one or two more isolated showers compared to what models were showing earlier. So still should be an overly dry day. Same thing for Sunday. But beyond that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, scattered in fashion. And Thursday and Friday is our most widespread chances for some showers and thunderstorms to occur. So that wet forecast. We're not in the clear of it just yet, so we're keeping eyes on that as we head further into the week ahead. But don't focus on that. Let's focus on the weekend and the great weather that we have. And of course, if you need those latest updates, Mississippi Live Weather app shows you exactly that, gives you a full breakdown on the rain chances as well as the temperature. So make sure to download it on your app store today. And taking a look at that full screen, here's how you can do it. iOS and Android, those QR codes on your screen, take your phone out, scan the QR code, and go. It'll take you directly to the App Store to download it right now, and you'll see those alerts. Make sure to turn push notifications on. I know that some folks were telling us that they forgot to, and it's tough to navigate back. So go ahead and do it whenever it asks you, and it can walk you through the forecast. And there's also ways to submit pictures like we were talking about with Weather Watchers, and that's how you guys can be a part of the team. So several good things coming from this app, and we want you to be a part of it here at Mississippi Live Weather. So we're so grateful you tuned in tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow evening at 6, but of course providing you updates all along the way on the Mississippi Live Weather app. So have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.